Happy New Year, Florida State fans. Maybe not the best news. We got a little excited leading up on New Year's Eve. Jammie Robinson tweeted something out, the news coming. Well, he did, but it wasn't what we expect. And unfortunately, he will be taking his talents to the next level. And I think after what he did for Florida State this last year, best of luck to him. I'm sure he'll be a success at the next level. Quality kid and did wonderful things for Florida State, especially just the other night, how well he played in that second half with all those injuries, and he had to step up, and he was really a man among boys in that secondary that night. So congrats to Jammie Robinson. We're going to miss you. But Corey, I guess the thing is here, your thoughts on his decision, and I guess the immediate thing is what's the impact on the defense for next year, and that's what's going to happen in that secondary. You got a big hole to fill at safety.
Yeah, you've got. I don't know if the answer is on campus, Gene. I just don't know. I mean, you do have Shaheem Brown and Akeem Dent coming back. They both played a lot of football, but if it's those two guys at the safety spot, you could definitely say, in my opinion, you're taking a step back from where you were this year. Jammie Robinson's just. I thought he was the best defensive football player on the team for the whole season. Maybe not the most talented. I think that's Jared Verse on that side of the ball, but I think he was the best, most consistent. He certainly graded out really well. He was good last year. He got even better this year. The surest tackler on the team.
Mm-hmm.
He was the captain back there. He got guys lined up. And I know people want to malign the defense for good reason at times. But that secondary did not have a ton of busts this year, man. It was not last year. They gave up third, fourth, second fewest passing yards in the country this season. They did not give up a ton of passing yards this season. They were really hemmed up for the most part. They didn't face a lot of great quarterbacks, granted, but it didn't matter last year. Everybody was throwing on them. I think, and especially in 2020, I think Jammie Robinson, what he did for this program, cannot really be overstated, man. To have that solid backbone of your defense that went from abysmal, Gene, in 2020, like the worst in program history, to just kind of mediocre in 2021, to actually decent in 2022. Jammie Robinson was the key to a lot of that. What they moved him back to safety, but he also, against Oklahoma, they had to move him back up into the slot.
Mm-hmm.
He could do so many things for you. He was so versatile, but he really was an anchor back there, man. And that cannot be overstated how important that is to have a guy like that back there. You're going to have to go find somebody, I think, even if it's just for depth purposes. You got to go find some. If Shaheem and Akeem end up being your starters, you got to have somebody challenging those guys for spots. And we'll see what that ends up being. The portal's open for another 2 weeks. Kind of was hoping maybe Jammie would stick it out for one more year, but I completely understand the decision. He's played a lot of college football. He puts his body on the line, Gene, every play, in every practice, in every game. And so, yeah, go get paid, go get that NFL money.
Well, even with those two guys you mentioned at safety, Corey, we just saw the other night. I mean, how quickly those guys get hurt. 2 or 3 defensive backs
Yep.
who went out during the game. So if nothing else, you need definitely some quality depth, somebody you can throw out there too. So I guess let's throw a couple hypotheticals before we break for this. So, let's say Verse comes back, A, or B, Verse doesn't come back. What is going to be the number one priority in the portal to you? Will it be a safety or will it be a defensive end?
I think it's got to be a defensive end either way. I
Okay.
just don't. I'm not in love with what you have there. I think Patrick Payton's going to be a player, especially if you put 15 more pounds on him. But what else? What else do you know for sure on that entire defensive front of guys coming back? I mean, that are going to be impact players. You don't have it. So I think that you got to go try to. You've had a great luck at it, but you need to go find yourself a defensive end that could come in and start immediately and make plays. And then after that, I would say safety is number 2. I think that's where it goes. But I'm always more of a pass rush guy. I think the front 7, the front 4 especially, is the most important on the defense. You got to pressure the quarterback without having to blitz. So I do think that filling Verse's shoes would be bigger. But Jammie Robinson's shoes were mighty big, man. They were mighty big to fill. And I just want to say this, that I just really appreciated watching that guy and how he handled his business for 2 years. We're lucky enough to be probably the only media contingent in the country at the Power 5 level that gets to watch practice. Watching that dude practice, how he puts in his work, how seriously he takes it, how he's out there every day, man. He is out there every day competing. I just think the world of that dude as a college football player, and I think he meant so much to what they're building at Florida State.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why I think all FSU fans, nobody's going to begrudge him this decision.
Right.
Everyone's going to wish him a ton of luck in the league. And he's a guy that can play special teams. I'm sure I'm very confident he will make his mark in the NFL and have a long career. So we're all wishing him the best. And other thing, Corey, I agree with you. I'm the same way. We've seen the last couple of years having a dynamic defensive end, what that can do for a defense.
Yeah.
I think you can cobble something together on the back end so you can at least be serviceable back there. Even if you can't find an elite safety, hopefully you can to fill in back there. But man, if you can get another, again, I mean, I don't know how many teams get lucky enough to go to the portal and find guys back to
Right.
back like Jammie Robinson and Verse. But man, if you can pull it off one more time, I mean, what a difference that would make for that defense. I'm with you 100%. If you can get that defensive end, hopefully you get both. Hopefully Verse comes back and then we're just sitting here. We're celebrating New Year's like we should be right now. So,
Yeah.
hopefully that happens. All right, guys. Corey, great work. Get back to your libations. Say hi to Stephanie. Enjoy your New Year's, everyone. And remember, 2 more years, as Corey mentioned, that transfer portal. We'll have a lot of news for you coming up here in the next couple of weeks right here on warchant.com.